Stan Van Gundy gets released from the New Orleans Pelicans after one season. He leaves television, he goes to the Pelicans, and now he's gone. Obviously, he'll get rehired by a television crew. He was great with ESPN for all those years, and that's not really the concern. The question is why? Why is this guy, after one season in Zion Williamson's second year, I guess it is, Zion Williamson's second year in the NBA, is he fired? So now you're going to have, this is a Sam Darnold level situation. You're going to have this guy's third coach in three, it's different than football, of course, but third coach in 3 years. And I don't see how this is beneficial to the Pelicans at all. Maybe he's not that great of a coach. I don't know. But you got to at least give it a little bit of time. You just made that big trade for Drew Holiday, too, so you have a lot of assets. You got to give it a little bit of time for it to come together. And this was a weird season, and Zion Williamson is still so young. This one makes zero sense to me at all. And, yeah, they were bad, but I didn't think they were that bad, Jack.
Can I give you my quick answer to it? I've got three words. Pace of play. You got young stars. Zion Williamson, you've got Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. These are guys with high motors, explosive players. And I'm not saying that it should be like a Denver style offense, but you, I don't know. You've got too much talent there, too much young, explosive talent to have this like slow 90s style offense. And clearly that wasn't working. You know, they won 31 games. This was a team that was kind of expected to make that leap, potentially be a playoff team. And Zion Williamson made the jump. Brandon Ingram had a great season. Lonzo Ball, whether his long-term future is in New Orleans, had a solid season. So there had to be a change. There had to be a
Then why
change.
they hire him?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think when they hired him, it was kind of a head scratcher. Like it was a coach that didn't really seem in basketball, his style, I didn't think from the get-go was going to mesh with these young stars. And it didn't work out. I don't know what they were trying to achieve, but they certainly didn't get that.
They didn't get that. And I just want to point out how crazy is it that one coach could impact a young star's career so much too? Like you have such raw talent, like you guys mentioned in Zion Williamson and all these young players. You had that raw talent in so many other legendary players that have come into the league with not the best coaches. And then eventually they prove themselves under different supervision. And I feel that, man, the style of the play, pace of play, you're in the Western Conference. Like I'm sure, yeah, East and West are evening out now, but in the Western Conference, you have to go quick. You have to shoot the ball. And you're Zion, man. You're used to getting those highlights and you're doing that, but you need the direction of a good coach. And it helps so much. And I'm really wondering what moves they're going to make now and who they're going to get to adapt for the future, because this could really change the organization, because finishing 31-41 is not what they were expected to do. I don't think so, in my opinion. And I just think that moving forward, the right direction, right supervision, man, they could be lethal. I don't think playoff or maybe playoff contenders, not final contenders, but I think they could definitely be lethal and at least build up the skill that these players already have and show them how to win, and not just how to play and get highlight reels, but actually how to win. And I feel like that's the big difference. And we see that when legendary player, you know, like Steve Nash is coming now and he still knows how to win, even if he's switching to being a coach from a player. So I think it could be a really exciting move. And yeah, it's frustrating. It's after 1 year. Maybe things could have been worked out. And I know Van Gundy even blamed COVID protocols, which I think is a little bit of a cop out. I think at this point, yeah, it's been a tough year for sure with COVID restrictions and everything, especially for young players who probably want to have fun in New Orleans too. But I think that's a cop out. And I think that if he couldn't really handle it 1 year, you know, I might as well get it going, get him out early and get someone new to fill his shoes.
My thing with New Orleans now is they lost Chris Paul a while ago now, of course, but they lost him in a pretty significant move. They lost Anthony Davis, and again, a pretty significant move. And now they have two guys in Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson who are already being rumored to come to the New York Knicks. And yes, that's Knicks fans being Knicks fans and getting 1 ounce of success in their blood and trying to run with it. I understand that. But you need to hit on this, coach. I'm sorry. This is a non-negotiable hit because if you hit on this, maybe Alonzo will stay, maybe Zion will stay, and you'll be able to build something. Because I think the argument of, well, small markets really can't win in the NBA is a completely tired argument because Utah and Phoenix and Denver, those are not basketball cities. The Brooklyn Nets were horrific for how many years? New Jersey Nets, even before that, were horrible for so many years. And here they are. Yes, of course, they play in New York, but they were a terrible team. If you can get your guys who you draft, and they've benefited from high draft picks for all 3 of those guys, in Zion Davis and Chris Paul, to believe in a coach like Devin Booker has and Monty Williams, there's never going to be a conversation about him leaving. Nobody there's probably some psychopath out there that I don't follow. Nobody's saying, man, I really hope we can get Devin Booker this offseason because he's not going to leave. He's about to go win an NBA championship. It only happens for the teams who are awful, right? Only James Harden got traded when the Rockets were terrible. Only Zion Williamson is being rumored to potentially leave when the Pelicans are bad. You need to hit on this coach if you want to have any sort of semblance of success in this league. And and honestly, they needed to hit on it last year. Now they're giving themselves a second chance, which I understand, but now you're just 1 year closer to Zion packing his bags and for the people watching this, hopefully heading for the orange and blue, but could go anywhere, of course. And I don't know. Not everybody is Giannis. I understand that. Not everybody stays, but they need to get this coach so that they can sign Zion to a Giannis contract and go forward. Because if they don't, why? Like, if they don't get Zion and they go in for a 4th time now, where is this franchise going directionally? Because that guy's probably it just doesn't feel like they're a spot that guys are ever going to stay if Zion leaves, right?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think Lonzo's gone. I think he's going to sign an offer sheet. Yeah. I mean, maybe to whoever gives him the biggest contract, but it wouldn't shock me if the Knicks gave him a big, he's going to get big money. I know his numbers aren't eye-popping, but some team is going to give him a multi-year contract with 20 million plus per year. That's just the reality of the point guard market right now. I think he's gone. I don't know if New Orleans is going to match that if it gets so high when you have to pay Brandon Ingram and you're going to have to pay Zion when that money could be paid to more of a veteran type guard. I think a guy like Kyle Lowry would make those 2 young players so much better. I think they really need not just a good coach, but kind of a veteran presence in that locker room.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And we got a lot. Oh, go, Gigi. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm just adding veteran presence in the locker room too, but veteran presence as a coach. And like I said before, Steve Nash, I'll be obviously making that transition, but I know one person that they were thinking about for the role was Jason Kidd too. And I feel like that could be interesting because I like seeing the players make the transition to coach, especially for young players that are still developing. And I mean, I think having vets on the team is such an important thing. And, that's the success of Chris Paul until he started scoring so prolifically. But I feel like having actual veteran presence and direction, especially for 3 young superstars, is so important. And I think you could get that from a coach too. I don't think that the Pelicans' next move is to go get a young coach or even go through their assistants right now. I think that they actually need to go reach out and get a superstar coach, someone like Monty Williams, someone that's just trustworthy, first of all, too, because they have to have someone to trust in that they could grow with. And I think just expand their careers. Yeah, I agree, Jag.
The other one was Scott Brooks leaving Washington after they had an okay season. They're in another position where they got to get this right because Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal could be out of town. That's another directionless franchise.